business side, it seemed like it's just a one-way street, and I think that's what a lot of men are getting frustrated and just fed up with because they feel like they're not respected and they're not being heard.
I would think it wouldn't be that hard or that difficult, and maybe it is. I'm not a man, but when you're dating a woman, to see right off the bat if this is a me person, or if this person is more of a likely, and I'm just saying likely to be a we person. Like I can't fake being a helpmate, whether
Right,
it was marriage number one, marriage number two,
right.
any relationship I've been with. Like check my Carfax. I could get a resume and have people put
Right,
down, yes, this woman genuinely will help build you, build your resume, help clean up your credit. She is that kind of helpmate who is going to be there whether you are high on the hog or down in the pits. This is a helpmate kind of woman.
right.
But then we get compared to the, okay, well, I've dated so many me women, and they hit it and I didn't know it. Okay, so how do you prove nowadays that you're a helpmate type woman?
Well,
And first off, to the right type of man, because some of y'all are good at hiding things as well.
right. But that's why sometimes men will set a woman up. Hey, good evening. This is the old school Will again, back at you with some new discussions. I have a few of my friends here, Jennifer, Mo, and Miss Angela back there, who's with.
Angela Jordan TV on YouTube, Angela Jordan TV on Facebook.
Yeah, she had the new podcast going. You ought to see the design she has on that. It's fabulous. I love it. But anyhow, we're going to discuss. What are we going to
Well,
discuss today?
I think when we all initially sat down last time, these two had a great dialogue going about women and dating and strength and the
Yeah.
perception. And, there were some opposing views, and I really want that discussion to I think it was a very important discussion that
Oh
we
yeah,
need to have.
yeah.
It's a dynamic that's affecting us all today in the dating world. Whether you mean to come off as a extremely strong woman, and if that's a deterrent to men, or how to kind of curve that, or how men actually perceive that kind of strength in dating. If you guys are up for it.
Let's
We're
go.
up for it.
We're up
You
for
sure
it.
you're up for
We're
it?
up for it.
Okay, who wants to start this thing off?
Mo.
All right,
Go ahead.
Mo, you've been
I,
volunteered.
uh,
What question you have for us, Mo?
okay.
Don't be shy.
When a woman, when you talk to a woman, I don't think it's appealing to date someone who titles themselves as a strong, independent.
And I understand that. I get that.
What do you mean?
Well,
What do you mean by strong
yeah, explain
independent?
that
Yeah,
a little.
I'm kind of confused on that.
Me too.
Well, I guess that sometimes when you're trying to date if you're trying to date someone and they're single for a long time, um, I think that not all, but when you talk to women, they say, "Well, I want to be feminine again." So you hear that a lot today when I'm talking to friends and stuff like that, or they say, "Well, I talked to her," or the woman says she wanted to be feminine, she's ready for a man to take lead. So she don't want to be that strong, independent woman, that got to do everything. So when you meet that, how do you diminish the masculinity into out of most some women today? Not all, because different independent has a different definition for women, but normally being single and dating and talking to my single friends, female and male, the women say that they want to remove that masculinity and let a man take lead. Is that true today?
Are you speaking about this generation of women or past women, or what are we speaking of? We have to kind of
I think
narrow
that
that down.
today's time, this generation, the new women of today is definitely different from the women in the past. Women in the past, I believe, and was taught and listening to older women in the family that they had a chance to sit and be feminine. Today women and men kind of switching roles, so women are becoming more masculine today than in the past.
Well, I believe that when men are taken out of the homes or there's no relationships anymore,
Hmm.
for me, if I have to mow my own yard and have to paint my own fence and have to change my own light bulb and I have to wash my own car, then I become this woman that's very strong. And until that man come in and be the man that God called him to be in my life, I have to be the strong woman. So you said the last time we talked about a strong woman, we're strong because you guys are missing in our lives. And until you show up, Adam, then we're going to have to be where we need to be. And back in the day, when people like Harriet Tubman and all those people was roaming the earth, the women were strong. They had to be strong because they had our men in slavery. And so now you guys want us to be not so strong, but you guys are missing in our lives.
So you think it's women today would want to switch back to the way things were?
Definitely, yes.
But one thing that I've noticed on a lot of these podcasts, where are all the good women to start speaking up on these podcasts against the women that are speaking so negatively about men? I don't see a lot of that. I mean, is there a reason why that's not been been done?
That's what sells. All
Yeah.
that negativity, all that stuff sells.
Mhm.
They're gonna get more ratings. The kinkier,
Right, right.
all the stuff that they do and show all the
That's
breasts
what
and all
gets
that
the
stuff.
following.
That sells, and that's gonna get them views, and that's what we're getting on here. They're trying to make money. It's not even about truth. It's about like me, share me, and so that's what's selling, and that's why you don't see it. If we're sitting here talking about I'm looking for a man to court me, well, to some people, the young generation, that's boring.
It's interesting you said that. We had a conversation. This my podcast comes soon. I do poetry, but we had a conversation with some friends, and today I was saying, can a person be bought? If you're in a relationship, it ties into what you were saying. The conversation we had too with some friends that
Mhm.
with the Usher situation, and they was like, "Well, he's an entertainer," and I said, "Well, would you allow your
Oh,
woman to be?"
what will you tell them about the Usher situation that you're speaking of? Because I think it might be the same one I saw.
Alicia
So,
Keys.
yeah, the Alicia, is that the Alicia Keys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that's something that I didn't agree with. So
I didn't either.
right,
I
and when
didn't
we
either.
had that conversation, he was like, "Well, he's an entertainer." To me, that doesn't matter because that's still disrespecting somebody's
Right.
wife, rubbing the
I
corner.
Right.
agree.
So it was a few ladies in there, and they were definitely saying that he's an entertainer. That's okay. I would give him a pass if it was Beyonce. They said, you mean to tell me you insecure if you don't want if your lady get on stage with Usher? I said, that's not insecurity. I'm a protector of my lady. I'm the protector of my household.
Mhm.
So if I let this minimum thing occur, that's opening a door. So I said, if I'm on stage, there's no way I'll get on stage to let a woman rub me because I represent my woman.
Right.
I agree.
So if
Right.
you believe in true love and true relationships, you can't compromise that small little things because that little small grain will grow into a rock.
Mhm.
True. So true.
And I think it's about finding the platform and the place to bring back the positivity that you're asking. Why don't women tell other women when they're being wrong or raunchy? And actually now in today's world, you can find it. They're following the Usher situation. There's a younger video going out. I doubt you've seen this one where a young lady was at a concert with her boyfriend in the front row and she gets
I
called.
saw
You
that
saw it? Okay,
today.
she gets called on stage
Right.
and the boyfriend is stuck in the front row and he is forced to stay there through this whole debacle
Right.
of her on stage. And if you actually follow that and look at it, it's a lot of men like, oh my, that was taking it to the other level. I can't imagine that being my woman. So a lot of people are saying, okay, here's the negative side of it. Someone not as known as Usher did an Usher type thing to another level, to a different level, and it was very inappropriate. So there is some voice to it, saying that this is wrong, but that's not the popular voice.
But there was no respect in that relationship evidently at all, because for her to get up there and do that to begin with makes me back up and think what happened, what transpired in their relationship prior to
I
that.
don't even think it's about relationship. I think it's about I have this opportunity to be seen, to be on stage. Oh my goodness, everyone's going to be looking at me with this artist, and I can go up there and I'm going to be known tonight up here on the stage with this artist. I'm
But
caught up in this moment. I'm not even thinking about the fact that I have a boyfriend here or that I'm with somebody. Not that I would do it. I'm just guessing what could have been going on in that young person's mind to
so
do it.
so the question I have is, what do you think caused all of this negative
We
stuff
have
that's going on today?
very lost generations.
I think the social media and now that uh, today's time, not all women, all generations. Today's
Right.
time, women are now they want to do everything. They want to be the man in a relationship. They want to take over it and do things because now you see that men are becoming more feminine, women are becoming more
Mhm.
masculine.
Right.
If I was that dude, that's just me. She would have been getting an Uber.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
she wouldn't have been coming back with me. So today's time, if people say, well, a man is insecure if he's worried about his lady getting with another dude. No, that's not. If you, this is my lady. This is protector. We had that conversation. I asked someone, I said, can you, so I said, you can be bought. She said, well, he makes a lot of money. And yeah, if my man ain't, don't make that much and he's an entertainer, yeah, he can run on me and grind or do whatever. And I just said,
Right.
no. So I
Right.
said, you have no morals.
No
You
morals.
have no solidity in your relationship. There's no foundation. So you can be bought. So I basically was saying thought.
But most women today, you would think from all the negative stuff you're seeing, they're not marriage material.
True.
Because if you start off a relationship the way I'm seeing, and you just totally disrespect the person you probably hope would become your future husband or future wife, how do you expect that person to respect you when you do stuff like that?
Well, a lot of people want to enter a relationship with the take me as I am theory. I've done my healing, take me as I am, I'm good, I'm perfect, without respectfully hearing your partner say, okay, you could use some work on XYZ. XYZ isn't really correct. Can we work on and fix this? But I'm so caught up in I think I'm good as I am, I'm strong, I got here on my own, I don't have to listen to you. Well, respect's already gone out the window.
Right.
And
Right.
that's what's missing in a lot. Everybody wants to take me as I am doesn't mean everything you are is right.
Right.
You know, you're not perfection. We're not, none of us are going to be perfection. But if you're trying to merge with another person and some areas don't work, one of you has to compromise. Sometimes it'll be them, sometimes it'll be you, but you should meet in the middle to find out who, when, where, and how.
Right.
And if you're not going to respect them enough to hear them to even want to approach it, why are you getting in relationships anyways?
True.
But we all want to have somebody and we feel so, needy and want that comfort that we're not taking the time to actually peel through the layers and figure out, can I compromise the little things with this person? Not the major things, but there are lots of small things. Can I compromise with this
But
person?
do you, Angela, do you feel there's just too much work in dealing with today's relationship? Man or woman has put in just so much work to try to appease or satisfy the other person. Do you feel that's a true statement?
Well, I think when God sends that person for you, it's not work. I think I think what's happening, and I just take me for myself, what's going on in my life. Right now I'm at the point where I've tried it 2 times married. Um, Now I'm by myself. I'm not putting the work into getting to know anyone because right now I'm content, I'm happy, and I'm at peace with me. So I'm not putting any work out. I'm just enjoying my life. Now, if God sends the man, it's not work. It's going to become part of me. It's going to be what God, the woman God made me, that godly woman. So when that godly man walk in my life, then I'm wide open. I'm ready for it because God sent that guy to me. But right now, I tell God, don't send me anybody. I'm good because what's out there, and you said something, you said that you can't find good women. There are a lot of good women out there, but a lot of men have been hurt, and so they have put up walls. And so when a good woman is staring them in the face, they don't see her. And women too, we can be guilty of that. But a lot of good men, what I found, they don't see us. We could be sitting right there looking at them, but then they'll go find a woman that's gonna take them fast and want their money and all that. So a lot of times we're overlooked because we sit and we're this godly woman who God say to be, and those men wait till the woman that has bought all this butt and got all this fake stuff, and she
Right.
walk in the room, it just turns them
Right.
on. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good women out here, but you guys are not looking at us.
Right.
Okay, can I say something?
We should
Go
go
ahead.
out.
Go
We
right
should go
ahead.
out to lunch more. We gotta go out.
Okay,
We gotta
so
go out.
Right now.
Angela.
so I guess this is okay. Let me speak a little bit from my experience too. Here's my deal. you can meet a woman. You meet different type of women, right? One, if y'all already established, the key word I ask a woman, say a lady, I say if I, not that I'm falling, but if you fall out, if you, what is stronger, love or in love?
Love.
You know, Jen,
Oh,
what's
love.
stronger, love? Most of the time today, women say, well, I'm not in love with that person more, so they leave. I've been married twice. Put my wife through school and been there, became the husband. I ain't gonna say the Huxtable because that ain't a good image, but
No.
been that father, read the Bible, been everything for her. I didn't know I was getting a divorce, but today's time, if a man falls, we afraid. If a woman's already established, men don't really care about how much a lady makes.
Right.
We don't care.
Right.
But we can love a woman unconditional. These are facts.
Right.
But a woman love a man under the conditions of how he's treating me, as long as he makes me happy,
The
and
6 feet tall,
6 feet tall and
six
financial.
pack,
And I
six
six
figures.
pack, and
Those are the wrong women.
I'm only this.
Not all women. Those are no.
And I think that's where the
Yeah,
problem
and
comes
see,
up is
you
because,
guys have stereotyped us to be that type of woman. We're not. I'm not that woman.
but then,
And most of my friends, girlfriends that are single, are not those women. So y'all looking at two ladies that's not that
but
type
then,
of
and
woman.
even in saying that you're not that type of woman, they've met the women like us who are saying, I'm not that type of woman. So they've heard it even from the negative side,
Mhm.
trying, what is it, a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Right.
Mhm.
So then they don't know who to believe or
That's
what
right.
to believe.
Right.
And we stay in this pattern of, I don't trust your word, I don't trust your word. What you're saying is absolutely right. I mean, you run
But
into it, you've lived it.
one thing I'm seeing, and I'll turn it back over to you, Mo. One thing I'm saying is that the good women are allowing the bad women to dominate everything. You know what kind of impact that has on a man to see this negative stuff that's happening, as far as what we just discussed about the 6 pack, 6 figures, and
Mhm.
all that. Not enough good women are speaking up and saying, "No, wait a minute, that's wrong. It's not supposed to be like
Not
that."
enough good women are building the social platforms
Right,
that access
right,
that to speak up.
right. And
That's
so,
that's a process. That is a
And we're
process to
starting today doing it now.
to
yeah,
build that
yeah,
platform
yeah,
is a process.
yeah,
Like you and I discussed before. The video I have of a dog went viral.
yeah. I
6.6
saw
million
that.
people
I
have looked
saw
at a
that.
video of a
A
dog.
dog.
That just tells you kind of what's entertaining to people and what they're looking for. So not that good women aren't out there, and not that they're not willing to correct the younger ones, the older ones, anyone who's incorrect in what they're putting out there. It just takes a while to build up that kind of platform to be able to speak like that freely.
But let me say this
No,
one
no, go
more
ahead,
time.
please,
I want
please.
to throw this out for everyone. If you want to learn and find out what's going on in today's society, stop looking at all this nonsense on TV and start looking at Angela's TV podcast and also old school discussion with Will, because here we discuss life as it is, not all this theatric nonsense that you're seeing on a lot of these podcasts. I had
Yeah.
to throw that part out. Go ahead, Mo.
Mo, please
No,
finish.
good. I guess because see, most men we want. I think our feelings are being bypassed
Right,
because we do have feelings, but as every time you get with a woman, it's just mainly focused on her feelings.
right,
I'm saying nothing personal, no. But when we try to talk, a man's gonna sit back, like old school Willie say, he's gonna sit back and listen to what that woman's saying. He's gonna pay attention. You're gonna. We sit back and we listen to what this woman is saying, and then we already calculating: can I live with her? Can I see myself with her?
Right.
right,
Let me look at her kids. Let me see how she's living. Let me see this and let me see that. We don't care how much y'all making. But and our concern is if we fall today, most men fearing that if I fall, this woman's out the door. If I fall, is she out the door or she's going to build me up? Because today, head of the household is considered by how much money you make.
true.
And you can't call yourself a godly woman if basically God made y'all to helpmate. It doesn't matter how much you make.
Oh.
We can make $1, y'all can make $1,000,000. Whatever it is that today's time, most women base head of the household on how much a man made. Me, I'm pretty good. Maybe I don't care about the 6 feet. I got the other 2 6s, but I don't care about the 6 feet. But the deal is that it's scary because we do want somebody that we can trust. We want somebody that we can be vulnerable to, but we fear that. I know I got a fear of abandonment. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I know that's my biggest fear. I've been married twice. Um, they thought something was better, or no, I ain't gonna say the last. I'm gonna put that on her. That was another story on that one. But basically, when my business was down, she was being treated right or whatever. She maybe fell out of love, maybe whatever she was doing, and she vacated. At the time, I gained weight, business was down, money wasn't coming through, and that was it. So it hit me like a ton of bricks because I wasn't expecting to be divorced.
Right.
So it came. So now when I meet somebody, I'm saying, okay, is she highly emotional?
Mhm.
Let me see if it's all about her. Is she coming in instead of saying, well, me, is she saying we?
And that's one thing that men listen to is the I's and the me instead of the we and the us. Because when a woman speaks to a man and say, "Well, we're going to do this," not "I'm going to do this," we listen to every word that comes out of a woman's mouth, but
Mhm.
whether y'all agree with it or not. But we listen to that. We may not portray it afterwards, but I guarantee you we've heard everything that you had to say.
Mhm.
But on the opposite side, it seemed like it's just a one-way street, and I think that's what a lot of men are getting frustrated and just fed up with because they feel like they're not respected and they're not being heard.
I would think it wouldn't be that hard or that difficult, and maybe it is. I'm not a man, but when you're dating a woman, to see right off the bat if this is a me person, or if this person is more of a likely, and I'm just saying likely to be a we person. Like I can't fake being a helpmate, whether it was marriage number one, marriage number two,
Right.
any relationship I've been with. Like check my Carfax. I could get a resume and have people put
Right.
down, yes, this woman genuinely will help build your resume, help clean up your credit. She is that kind of helpmate who is going to be there whether you are high on the hog or down in the pits. This is a helpmate kind of woman.
Right.
But then we get compared to the, okay, well, I've dated so many me women, and they hit it and I didn't know it. Okay, so how do you prove nowadays that you're a helpmate type woman?
Well,
And first off, to the right type of man, because some of y'all are good at hiding things as well.
right. But that's why sometimes men will set a woman up, especially on the first date, to find out what is she all about. Because most women, and I'm not saying all women, most women, and those are the negative ones that are on these social media type, want to go out to a 5-star restaurant and all of this nonsense, and want you to spend $200 or $300 or $400 on that first date. Well, that first date is about getting to know who you are. And if you tell me that, hey, I'm not going to Cheesecake Factory, I'll see you later.
Taking
Bye.
away your TikTok
Bye.
privileges.
Because that woman does not realize what that man is doing, first of all.
But
If he's a good man, he's setting you up to find out, okay, will you go to that Cheesecake Factory or do you insist on going to that 5-star restaurant?
okay, but Angela, have you ever not gone with somebody to somewhere that they wanted to go on a first date? Have you ever been like, well, that's not a place I would go to?
No, I would never say that. They could take me to Jack in the Box. I would never ever say that. I think I think what's happening when you have so many bad apples, every
Right.
apple to you is rotten, right?
Right.
It's going to rotten. So you can see some really good woman. Like I think we're two good women right here, and you guys are single,
Mhm.
and we're two good women. So how are men really going to get to know us if they got all this baggage about the women, they want our money or they this and that, all the other women. And here we go. We're good women, but men don't see us. And
Right.
we'll sit there and be single for years
Years.
because men like you gonna sit there and say, yeah,
Years.
she wants my money or she wanna go out to whatever restaurant or whatever, but they've never checked. And then again, I was thinking when you were talking, Will, I think what's happening now, the reason you can't find that woman. There's no communication. Men, I tell guys, all the ones that's trying to talk to me, I'm like, boo, we need to talk on the phone before we even get into the restaurant.
You're right.
I think you're taking them to these places before getting to know them because I could discern on the phone if I'm going to go out on a date with you.
Right.
So I don't put my pearls in front of swine. I just don't do that. I don't put me, I am very valuable to the kingdom of God. And I don't put me in front of every man because I'm very valuable. I'm worthy of who God say I am. I am that person and more. And so I don't sit around like because me and Will know what they've been trying to do, right,
Right.
Will?
Yes.
Everybody think me
Definitely.
and Will should be hooked up, right?
Right.
I've been knowing Will for 4 years. I know Will got it going
It's
on.
been that long?
Well, how long has it been?
God, I'm
Y'all
wow,
been
that's a
going
long
on.
time. 4 years?
No,
Listen,
no, no,
but
no.
I know. Listen, I know Will has he got it going on, right?
Yeah.
I think he got it going. I think he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
I think I think highly of him. But listen, my dad told me. This is what my dad told. He had 5 girls. My dad had 5 girls and 1 boy. And my dad told me, a man when he first meets you, he knows if you're marriage material. That's what my dad said.
Mm-hmm.
And all my siblings are married to husbands who are still with them. Hold on. This is what my dad said. This is old school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
These are men back in the day when they
Oh,
married
yeah.
people that stayed together 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
The men now, you guys got so much baggage, and y'all, oh, I don't, can't find a good woman. And we're sitting here. We're right here. But y'all conversation is that woman y'all can't find.
Can I stop you
They're
right there?
here. So listen, hold on. No, let me talk. Let me
Go
talk.
ahead. Go ahead.
And so the women are in your face, but you don't see them. You still out there searching.
I got something for that, but I want
No, I wouldn't say.
No. I'm not saying that me and you should be having a relationship. I'm
Right.
just saying I hear a lot of stuff, but if you don't reach out and try to be friends with people, you would never know the queen she is because men don't talk. They don't communicate.
You want to know why they don't talk?
Why?
Because women always talk about how they've been burned. They don't come to realize that men are the same way. When you are burned in the past, just like, I don't mind sharing, I think I shared it before. I've been married 3 times,
Mhm.
and I've been severely burnt 3 times. That just doesn't wash off and wash away. I know you should let go and let God take control of your life. But when you look back and I know you shouldn't be looking back, but when you do, it's hard to erase that. It's hard to erase the neglect and the disrespect and all the hard work you put into those relationships to try to make those marriages work, just to have them fail. So that's going to leave a bad stain on you, on anything that transpires in the future.
It's right what you're saying. It took for me to, okay, when you get a job, what do? You got to know, you learn about that job. You go to that interview, you already know what they got. You know what
Right.
the product is. With me, I had to learn, to know about a woman, I had to learn from a woman. So women in my life taught me about women. With me being hurt, I had to get therapy. I was torn out. I really had to get therapy. But going back to what you're saying, is men and women, we've both been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And the deal is that sometimes you can sit there and that lady can be a flower.
Mm-hmm.
She can be the most beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you lock in and say I do, you're like, oh, here's the real one. Oh, because we ignore it. When men, I'm gonna tell you something about men. When men, like your dad said, today's time, when you first meet that woman, you don't know because not all. Most women today, they're wolves in sheep clothes.
Oh,
So that's why
definitely.
when you seeing somebody, it takes time. It's got to be more time for me. The real you gonna come out within 6 months to a year. Because right now, them sheets of lamb and sheep that you got on wrapped around you,
Mhm.
it's some layers. You already know what it is. So the deal is that I like to take my time and okay, let me first get her upset and see how she responds.
Right.
Let me see how she's acting because then today people got a problem with the word submissive. No, I believe in God. You believe in God. God said be submissive. I'm submissive to the Lord and his Father. You submissive to me, the Lord and the Father. The Lord still come first, but you still submissive to me. Only be submissive to one man. So sometimes as men, we learn that. It's a reason why God put it in the Bible. Not saying all women. He said, do not go to bed angry. Do not let the sun set in a couple. The deal is too, is that he said, treat her like the weaker vessel. A woman focused on that, but then he also said a woman can make a man jump off the edge of a roof. So if we accumulate all these things, when we start dating a woman, we're sitting back on how is she? We need to see how you get when you upset. Do you hold it for a while? Because you can play along and like, remember what you did 3 months ago? I thought we was good. I wasn't done with that. And you were like, we done. You're like,
Another major part you're not bringing up too is stop listening to your girlfriends. How can a woman that doesn't have anything going for themselves tell you what you need to be doing? And I get so sick and tired of seeing women. My girlfriend say, well, let's go out and party or let's go out to the club or whatever. For what when you have a good man sitting at home? This nonsense that's going on nowadays, it's just corrupting this generation altogether. Completely. I mean, this is craziness.
I don't think that's prevalent in
Me too.
our age range.
Yeah.
I
No.
think you might be talking about
No.
younger
No.
ones.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't
I
mean
think you guys are talking about two different.
right. We are.
Yeah,
We
it's
are.
going through different generations,
Yeah.
and it's
I gotta ask a question.
We're-
What y'all mean? Just help me out. Y'all mean like y'all age nine? I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. You mean like y'all women are not going to clubs and dressing a certain way at y'all age?
and maybe it's us
Well,
because of
we're gonna
who
talk
and
about-
how we are.
I don't. That's not. I
Yeah.
started
So
that
it's
problem
y'all
at 30,
Yeah,
my
I was gonna say,
30s.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. And when most of my friends are married, and if they're not married, then they're newly single, probably just recently divorced. They don't club.
Yeah, my
That
friends don't club.
we're let me hurry up, get home, take the bra off, put on my PJs, and I'm in
Yeah.
for the night. Do I have to cook?
Right.
And chat on the phone or send reels to my friends so that we're not out like that.
Look like you guys kind of been talking to the wrong women.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
been talking to any
or-
women at
or-
all.
Well,
looking
you're
on
going that
social
way back
media.
20
Yeah.
years
of
ago
the
because
wrong women.
you need to
And-
catch up because no, seriously, look like y'all talk about a whole different group of women. I'm not that woman. I don't think she's that woman. We're
Yeah.
not that woman.
But do you see the stain that type of woman back in those
that we
days
that we now pay for.
that you're now paying for?
No. I don't believe that. I believe that you need to throw away your old garbage.
That's
All
not that
that's
easy.
yes, it is
True.
easy. I know. I
It's
believe
not easy, but true.
Yeah,
It's true.
but I believe
Yep.
you got to throw it. You got to somewhere. You got to say, okay, enough is enough. Let me unpack this stuff, or either you're gonna keep walking with that baggage, or you're gonna get rid of it. And I think a lot of people are comfortable just keeping that baggage, like, oh yeah, that's how they treated me and all this stuff. No, throw it away. So I
Mhm.
do. There are some good women in this world. I know a lot of good women who are single. I know women who have not been on a date in 15 years because they waiting on that man and they show up all these places. And the men that walk in and look like they could be some good guys. I'm looking at the ones with all the fake stuff.
Oh, somebody knocking at the door.
Hmm?
Oh, I thought.
Are you
I
trying
thought
to
a man
take
was
some?
coming. No, because when is a man gonna knock on the door?
No. Maybe I said it that way quite cloud ago. Maybe I said it that way. But listen, the Bible
All right,
says,
let's
I'm
get civil now.
going to take it to the Bible. The Bible says the man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So, ladies, what I'm saying, we have to be in position for that man to find us. But I ask you men, are you looking? See, you got so much baggage that when she's in your face, you don't see her. And then what has happened, I don't know if that's even good English, what has happened is you guys sit back and, like, I'm going to tell you, black men, they look at me, they flirt with their eyes, but white men approach me. Black men, you guys are sitting back. I know what they say is eight of y'all to one of us or whatever. That's how the statistic. It's
No,
more
no,
women.
I
It's
thought
more women.
Oh, okay.
More women.
than
More
men.
women than men.
So
Yeah,
since
okay.
you guys know that, I believe y'all sit back and just be waiting. And that's what I think you guys hold on. I think you guys are doing that because you can see a good woman, but you still gonna bring this little subject that y'all just said about the women. You know, they want to go to the nice restaurants and all that. Not all women. I'm serious. I'm not that woman. Will, if I was that woman 4 years ago, I would have been on you.
Mhm.
Think about it. 4 years ago, when I met you and we sat out there by the water,
It's getting warm.
remember? Hello?
The doorbell just.
It's break time.
If I was that woman.
Okay.
So what I say to you, if I was that woman, Will, 4 years ago when my brother-in-law Ron, your friend, brought me over here, I would have been on you. And I would have had you because I know who I am. But I'm not that woman. And another, Will, let's be honest while we're talking. You have not even tried to get to know me as a friend. You know me as a group. Group. Yeah, we got some friends sitting right here. My sister, my
yeah.
two sisters,
Yeah.
my brother-in-law. Y'all can come and wait if you want to come in the camera. They don't want to wait. But listen, hold on. So what I say, you guys sit back and y'all sit and complain about women, and we are sitting here. This woman should be married.
Yes, I should.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, I should.
Listen, I could be, but I choose not to be married right now. But I'm just going to talk, since we're talking and Will sitting in here and people don't know our story. My brother-in-law's a retired cop. Will is a retired cop. My brother-in-law 4 years ago brought us over here to meet Will, right? I'm single, Will single, all of them are married. Will said, Angela, let's be friends outside of him. He has never tried to get to know Angela. He keeps it the group. That's what he's done. And so what I'm saying when I say men sit back and they wait because they want to, oh, let me see, she might want my money. Boy, did it take it 4 years to see if they want your money? Just to be a friend, just to say, hey, girl, let's go do something outside of them. You have not done that. And that, hold on, I'm going to let you talk. But that's how men do us. Men are sitting back, like you said, y'all got to wait 2 years to see if she want my money, if she going to act a fool, if she going to jump up, this and that. No, you can discern who she is. If you're a godly man, God gives you a gift to discern who that woman is. I can discern who you are, Will, because God gave me a gift. So all these games y'all coming up with, come on, not with me, not with me. I understand what y'all saying, but that don't work with us. Now go ahead.
Uh,
I'm scared to say anything now.
that just scared us men right there. Not saying she bad. Not saying she bad. But that right there. That right there. Listen, hey, okay, all right, hey, we'll come back to it. Don't leave me alone. Listen, that right there. She ain't say nothing crazy, but when she was saying the deliverance scared us.
Oh,
Scared us.
definitely.
Because
They are afraid of the passionate
Nothing
ones.
disrespectful. That's passion. And let me tell you, can I tell you what that was? Y'all don't want the truth. The truth will set you free. That was nothing but the truth. I sit there and I talk about Will because for 4 years they've been trying to put me and Will together, right? And so we haven't even Will hadn't even met that friendship. But what you just heard is passion because y'all sitting here, you guys are sitting here trying to talk for the men, right? And y'all are doing like a poor job because you guys are trying to sit there and say, well, the women this and women that. No, I'm letting you know I've been around him.
Okay.
And he just been sitting just watching to see when
So-
I'm going to mess up with Will. Or you sitting around watching to see.
Wait, when it comes to this one, just because I know this one, do you think that maybe the hesitancy of even having a solo friendship is because in his mind he's already discerned what it's going to be long term for you
Yes.
guys, even if you were just friends,
Yes.
and he wouldn't want to either hurt you with that or have you misled in thinking that it might be more than that?
No, what I believe is when I know who I am and I know my strength and some of my strongness, like what he did in our first conversation. When you're a strong woman, it does intimidate men, and I know that. But I am who I am, and that's why I say that I'm gonna be single because I am a strong woman. And hold on. And there's nothing wrong with being strong. I am that woman until God send me that man. I know how to submit. I know how to do it because I know that I'm the help. I know I'm the weaker link. I know all that. But right now, I don't have a man in my life. So now I have to be that woman. I have to be what you guys be to us. I have to be that. Hold on. And so I ask me the question again.
It may be the reason why he doesn't have that exclusive friendship with you outside of the friend group is because he either A, has discerned that he knows it could only just be friends, or because he doesn't want to mislead you with thinking, okay, well, we're building a friendship to be something more.
Well, no, because we'll know we've been straight. We've had conversation about single people. We'll know that I don't want to be married. So I don't think that would be a problem because if I don't want to be married, he doesn't want to be married. We've been talking about it. Then we could be friends. But he chooses to be friends with the group. I like male friends. I like to hang out with men. I hang out with my sisters a lot. I'm always the fifth wheel with them. But I like to hang out with guys. I like to be around them.
Well,
So for Will, I think we'll see a strength that he's not comfortable with when it comes to me. I think, and I know that again. I'm telling you, I know who I am, and I know how men see me. When I married my second husband, one of my sisters told me, he's too weak for you. She told me that way up in the game when I first married him, she said that. And do you know I brought me down to make him be that strong man, which he wasn't, and I brought me down. So for 16 years, I know you read him all. For 16 years, I brought me down.
Right.
I'm not doing it again.
Right.
I went in 16 years. I try to be this. Oh, okay. I know how to be the godly woman that God say, but I can't bring me down. Right. So I believe there's somebody for everybody, and I believe if there's a man that God has for me, he's gonna come in and he's gonna love who I am.
So,
Right.
sister, I got a question. What does bring you down? Because when you say that, and then you say, "Well, you too strong. He's too weak for you." What made that man weak? Because if you keep saying, "Well, I'm not going to let him bring me down. I'm just going to stay here." You can't stay here because we look at that. You got two bulls. So if you come in with a certain masculinity, we looking for that. Show me that you need me a little bit. Because it's just you got yourself so well together, you don't need me in your life. So I can't be that man to come and ring that doorbell and knock on that door because I mean, you got everything. So what purpose do you got for a man?
That's not when I'm talking about a man that a weaker. The Bible says I'm a weaker link.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't be that. So
What makes him weak?
So just
Hypothetically.
being married to somebody who, babe, make sure you put some gas in the car. Babe, the lawn boy. Babe, I'm telling him how to be a man. Babe, you need to pray for me. Babe, let me teach you how to pray because you're a deacon. Babe, I'm showing him everything he needs to be as a man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm showing him how to be a man, then something is wrong with that picture. Hold on. So something is wrong with that picture. So I actually married somebody who wasn't ready to be that godly man for me, because I had before I married him, I was in the Word.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't playing. So I get a man who I now got to teach you how to pray. I got to teach you how to be a deacon on Sunday. I got to go read your emails to tell you y'all wearing a tie, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. I have to do all of that. Well, so what are you giving me in the marriage?
Can I help you out?
In the bedroom don't work if you can't be that man. I'm like a mother all day to you. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a mother to you all day, when are you the man?
Okay. So
not in the bedroom. See, we need more than that.
Okay.
So you asked me, so I'm telling you. So if you want me to be the man, then it shows up.
Let me help you out with something here. I really want you to pay attention to this. There's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, baby, go cut that grass," because his mind may be somewhere else. Now, I want you to answer this. Did he abuse you or mistreat you? Just yes or no.
No.
Okay, hold on before you go, because we're showing how men and women submissiveness and listening to the work with that. Okay, here we go. So, no, we heard me go there. So listen. Okay, so was he help paying the bills? Was he jobless?
See, when men want to compare us,
no.
Did y'all hear what he said?
Okay, so hold on. Hold on. God is showing you're showing a capable wife mentality right now. You're showing a capable wife attitude. So I know you're a good listener. So I want you to listen for a minute. We're gonna roll with this. Okay. Did he help with the bills?
Yes, he helped with the bills.
Okay. Did he mistreat you?
No, he did not.
Okay. Did he cheat on you?
Well, I don't know that.
Okay, so let me roll this back now. So you reminded him to cut the grass. You reminded him as a helpmate now, baby, this is what tie y'all wearing and things like that. He wasn't a weak man. He just wasn't so assertive. You get what I'm saying? So let me help you out. Because those things that God say that's divorce worthy is adultery, or if your life is basically threatened, we understand the separation of getting away from that man. Or he was on drug separation of that man. But that man was still paying. He was still present. He wasn't clubbing. He was there. You maybe had to tell him, baby, cut the grass. Baby, go do this. And to pray, he already knew how to pray. You were just telling him what to pray for and how to pray.
No.
You didn't hear his head.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
What?
If he doesn't, listen, if 16 years, I'm talking about 16 years,
Yes.
not 2 years of marriage.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 16 years. Somewhere down the line, you should know the grass needs to be mowed. The car needs oil in it. The house needs to be this fixed or that fixed.
Did he do it when you asked him?
But then why am I being a mother? Hold on. See, because you know what you just did?
No, I didn't.
You did what most men say. You think if you got the money and you're not beating her, then she should just sit. Yeah, I'm supposed to be the helpmate, but I'm not supposed to be the man in the house. I shouldn't for 16 years say, do this, do that. Something is wrong with that picture. Hold on. Something is truly wrong if I'm always the woman who's telling him how to be a man. I can only be a woman. I can only be a woman. And hold on.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm always telling him how to do this, how to treat me, how that, something is wrong with that picture.
Okay.
And hold on.
Yes.
He's the one that walked out. I was still in the house. I listen. I didn't leave him.
So you don't feel that any contribution, because we all been divorced before, so we all have part of a contribution. Not saying it was worth divorce and leaving, but we all had a contribution to where, in God's eyes, we know we could have done something better.
Mhm.
So basically, what I'm saying is that he was still a man. You weren't teaching him how to be a man. You was just telling him on the duties that he needed to do. That he could have been
For
assertive.
16 years.
It could be for 30 years,
But
but it's still not good.
let me interject something here.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, Mo, and I definitely understand where Angela's coming from. A man should automatically know, hey, every week Friday I have to cut the grass, which I do every Friday.
Mhm.
On time, 7 o'clock in the morning, a.m. Watching the seagulls as I do that. Also, as far as in my past relationships, marriages,
Mhm.
I won't tell you how many, I already know that. I saw that the car stayed maintained, that it stayed filled up. My ex-wife didn't have to worry about stuff like that. They didn't have to worry about changing a tire
Mhm.
or making sure the maintenance was done. I understand all of that. Life is about how you were brought up.
Mhm.
Angelo, from what you were saying about your dad was definitely old school.
Mhm.
I'm old school. A lot of men are not old school because they may have possibly been brought up just by a single mom. So they didn't have that dad influence as far as the other half of it. So they just brought up on just one half there. That's why it seems like that's where the major controversy is coming from. And then again, you could have a man who's just outright lazy, who don't want to do anything.
Mhm.
Period. I mean, the grass can get as high as he is before he said, "Well, I think I need to call somebody in to cut the grass." Got a lawnmower and you're healthy, you get out there and do it yourself. But not all men think like that.
Mhm.
And that's the sad part about what we're going through now, especially with the old school generation. The new generation, oh Lord help them, because they definitely going to need it, because they have no idea as to what all of that is about. But as far as what you're saying on your ex, it sounds to me like he just probably didn't care as far as maintaining doing what a man was supposed to do,
Mhm.
because those things are automatic.
Mhm.
I would not want to see my daughter broke down or my wife broke down on the side of the road. That would drive me crazy. Period.
Right there.
Therefore, they would have a new car before I had a new car, because that relieves that pain that's in my mind as far as worrying about.
Because
But
he's supposed to be my protector.
Yeah,
right,
fine,
And
protect.
so how
Right.
how am I gonna not be the strong woman if he's not doing his job? That makes me, it pushed me into the position of running the household. And that's my mom and dad didn't do that.
Right.
My dad ran that house and we saw that. That's what makes us women. And I know you probably see a strong woman, but I've been pushed to be this way.
No, I think y'all are beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you the only reason I can sympathize, not attack, sympathize, and have empathy for that is because I'm not gonna name my wife. One of my wives, my brother Kurt, if he's watching, he'll know. My brother Kurt, he used to get off work and then still come work for my company to support his family, put his wife through school. Him and I used to work, run my business, come home, shovel the snow, and still came home and cooked. She was at home. And I'm putting my kids to bed. I'm ironing the clothes for my kids for the week. I've been doing it for years. And I'm like, wow. So then when I get home, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I'm running downstairs in the office, planning something for the guys again for work. I'm like, did you cook? No. Why's the house dirty? Why's the house messed up? Well, I was doing this. Don't start. You know what? I can't leave you yet. I can't divorce. You ain't did nothing for me to do it yet. So I start feeding the kids. Me and him and I, we went to the grocery store for our kids and split groceries and did whatever. Him and I, we turned around and said, man, let's meet our kids and take them to the park and do this and do that. Our wives was looking at maybe a six-figure man, they was looking at something else. But I can't take that away. He was a hard worker. I was a hard worker. And here it is. I was taking care of my kids, married, but almost living like a single guy. And vice versa. Now he was doing the same thing. Kids grew up, love their mom, couldn't stand their dad. And I was a single father. So what I'm saying is that I empathize and have sympathy also because I came home and they know the joke, Mrs. Doubtfire. So I came home, I was Mrs. Doubtfire when the kids. I made tents in the living room, became dorky because I was in the streets. So I became dorky for my family, cooking, raising my kids, and doing things, and still got the short end of the stick.
Mm.
So when I say that I didn't leave, it was damaging to me. My neighbors, I bought flowers. The women came and put flowers in my flower bed because they seen how hard I was working.
Mm.
So I'm not taking it away. She's still a woman. She's still my kid's mother. But I got the short end of the stick because I had to come home, I had to cook, and then I was cleaning. Then I was running a business, and he was doing the same thing. His wife, she got her degree, she left.
You know, one thing I'm noticing here is when two people can get on the same track, then they're gonna have one fantastic relationship
Mm-hmm.
as far as helping each other. Because now there's just too much separation. It's just
Mhm.
like the man gets out there and he works all day and he's expected to come home and he's expected to maintain the car and keep the yard and everything up, which is no problem as far as the man concerned, because you know that's ingrained in you if you were brought up right. But when it's flipped, the coin is flipped, and the second half just sits there and does nothing. What do you think's going to happen?
Mm.
And see, that can go that can go both ways. This is not
Yeah.
picking on the women. It's not picking on the men. That
Right.
goes
Her
both
marriage
ways.
and his marriage,
That's
both the
right.
same.
And my marriages, some of well, few.
Wow.
I lost track, folks. I mean, I
But
had
in the end of it, you end up with hurt people who
right,
end up isolating,
right,
staying
Right.
alone because
Right.
you get tired of going through
right,
the process,
right.
or you put people on this, okay, well, we got 6 months to a year to 2 years, or how this test ride to see if they're going to break or make a mistake or not be that person or not be who they show you are, which is probably a good person who was a hurt person who has come through that and is back to themselves. We're running this cycle and nobody's trusting everybody's progress, and we're
True,
just staying on this cycle, and nobody's loving.
true.
Nobody's growing in love with anybody because we're all too afraid,
Right.
or we're all too
Mhm.
selfish
Mm,
and our own. I mean, because taking yourself completely out of it, to me, I get it. I understand why we do that. I've done it myself, but it's also selfish. It's also to protect ourselves. It's to cocoon ourselves in so I don't have to go through it and deal with it. Because when you're dating, it's like a job you don't want because you got to vet and
But
test and
actually, I loved being married. I
same,
loved being
same.
married. I would
I did
want
too.
to be married like I saw my mom and my dad.
Mhm.
But what's out there, what I'm meeting, is not marriage material.
Right,
So what I have to do, I have to protect me
right.
Mhm.
because for 16 years, and disclaimer, let me do a disclaimer. My ex, I didn't tell y'all everything about it, but he did cook. He did mow the grass. Instead of me giving you all the other details, I didn't give that. I used mowing the grass to show you some things that he did do. So I kind of used more in the grass. But one
Gotcha.
thing he did cook, and he did that, but it was some more deeper things. Instead of me going into that, I used more in the grass. So I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But as far as being the man that God want him to be, for me to be the godly woman to sit under him, he was not that for me. And everybody around me could see he wasn't that. But they saw that and I didn't drop myself down, but I knew my place because you can work with somebody. If he's weaker, you can be under him and he'll learn to grow to be stronger when you allow him to be stronger, allow him to be that man. And so you bring yourself down because I do have a strength. I'm a strong, my mom was a strong woman and my dad loved her. There was nothing wrong with her being strong. My dad loved her. My sisters are very strong. Ron loves my sister. Dickie's a very strong woman. Her husband loved her. All my sisters are married and they've been married for years and the men love them. They love their strength. Women used to be the backbone of families. And
Mhm.
now this new age of dating,
Mhm.
they don't want the women to be strong. Excuse me, I'm spitting. They don't want the women to be strong anymore because it's almost like it brings them down if we're strong. But
Well,
no,
let me stop you there. No, I have to stop you there because
okay,
you say they. Uh, uh, that to me that's not completely true
okay,
because a good man he's not gonna drag that good woman down. He's gonna tell her what she's doing good, and
hmm
this whole thing relies on communication. If I'm doing something that displeases you, let me know that, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to know it because I'm so busy. My mind is so cluttered with paying bills and doing this and that and trying to maintain everything that I might forget that. But that person at that particular moment, because you forgot my birthday or our wedding anniversary, then that's held over me for the rest of my life. That shouldn't be. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
But you shouldn't hold a mistake over a person's head for the rest of his life. And a lot of women in my past, they did that. And that never goes away. Let it go. No one is perfect. And that's what's destroying. Why is it? Question for the panel. Why is some relationships last 30, 40, 50 years and others don't even last 30, 40, 50 months?
Compromise. Like I'm sure my sisters and Tammy and Ron sitting here to our right. I'm pretty sure that there's some times where
Right.
they want to and walk out the door. But it takes a godly man and a godly woman to know what God put together. No man takes that away.
Right.
Nobody walks away
Right.
from that. So when you find unequally yoked, like I was yoked to Jesus, and so I stayed in the house. He packed his bag. He put the moving truck in there, took his stuff. I stayed there. I wanted my marriage, but I wasn't gonna do like coming to America, rough, rough, and let them walk and pulling on like that. Y'all remember coming to America?
Yes.
What's wrong with that? I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that. But I wanted my marriage to work. My mom and dad was together to death do them part, and so that's all we know. And so, like they know, we didn't even know my ex was unhappy. If you ask them, they were in shock. The world was in shock. Even I was in shock when he just walked away.
That's understood.
Everybody was in shock. I was in shock. We were just at their house eating. He wouldn't even eat. Remember, he said, "No, I'm waiting on my baby." Remember how he was? And then one day he just said he didn't want to be married. So,
There's a lot of factors involved in that you probably don't even know about.
Yeah.
no. I
Because-
understand. I
because
understand.
that
I
to begin with.
understand that.
But I want to get back to what you said about your mom and dad being together all those decades. There was a reason for that because they clicked. They knew each other. They can probably say the last words, say that person's last words before they even speak it, because they got to know each other throughout the good times and the bad times. Today, and even in a few generations back, when things get bad, everybody's ready to pack their bags and call it a day. No one wants to stick by and work things out. Divorce is God. Being a divorce attorney, I mean, you can be a multi-millionaire nowadays because uh, people are just getting divorced or not even getting married at all because they're afraid to get married. They see the repercussion behind it or the what's going to happen if they got married.
Because I'm just saying me. I don't I don't want no strong woman. That's just me. I want, because the Bible says a weaker vessel doesn't mean that you're weak of what you're doing. That means the delicate of that woman, that vessel. Today's time, if a woman's can say you just don't want a strong woman, no, I don't, because who's going to be strong in the house?
Let me.
This
I got no. I got this. Let me jump in on this.
No, let me finish.
No, hold on.
Hear him out. Hear him out.
I want a
Hear him out.
capable, confident woman who got my back. And I did a study, and I got something coming up with that word strong. And a lot of men, even doing on podcasts, they say, "Oh, you're a strong woman." You're strong, period. You God made you that. So the deal is that when you keep reiterating, telling a strong woman, that's used today, like when you say submissive, they both use out of context and out of content. When people say, "Well, this man is weak if he don't let his woman have her independence." When you're married, there's no independence for him or her. So me, I just don't want a woman for my household.
I got to throw this in right
ahead,
there,
please.
and the reason I have to throw this in is because I fully understand this entire scenario now.
Mhm.
We keep saying we don't want a strong woman, but we're not and God knows I'm not trying to sound like a simp or anything like that. But I have to say this part, and I fully understand that we need to understand that those same women that are strong, there's a reason why they're strong, because they're on their own. And they have to be strong at that. Let me finish.
Thank
Let
you.
me finish. They have to be
Most.
strong at that point. Just like a
Yes.
man, a single man, you got to be strong to maintain everything.
Yes.
A woman has to be strong if she's by herself to maintain everything at that particular point. But where the divide comes in at is once that man comes
Right.
into her
Right.
life,
Right.
then the strength and all that nonsense, it has to stop. She has to relinquish
But
that.
No, I agree.
well, wait, hold on. And
Oh.
let me be the person. Let me be the person to rain on everybody's parade
Go ahead,
and throw
Ray.
in the butt that y'all
Go
are missing.
ahead. Go ahead.
You know, you want a woman who can learn to be soft, and all women are saying we want to be feminine. None of you men, not none of you, some of you men in the dating world aren't giving us the security to be vulnerable enough to do that with you.
Mm.
You want me
Mm.
to be a soft. I don't want to be strong. I don't want to
That's
carry the
right.
weight. I
No, but
I don't want to
Listen to
do it.
her.
I don't want to do it all. Hold on.
but you didn't hear what I just said.
What?
I said once that man comes into your life,
hmm
then that's alleviating you from all that strength that you had to portray on your own.
It would be that
Listen to what.
if you made me feel safe enough that I could be vulnerable
There you
and be
go.
that with you.
There we
But
go.
some of you men in the dating world are looking at the
Mhm.
everything looks good,
Mhm.
and you say you don't.
Not
Not-
all,
not-
not good,
not all.
not good.
I didn't say all, and I didn't
Okay.
say either of you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you want me to get to that level, but you don't provide a safe place for me to get there.
I got a question, Jan, if that's the question. When you say a safe place, when you first meet somebody, the guards are still up, so you can't be
Right.
vulnerable to open up a safe place
Right.
first. But if you want that man to choose you, you still got to show an unveiling part of you
Right.
to where he says, "Okay, I am welcome." So when you meet that man, you can't say, "Well, I'm gonna stay in the place because you ain't giving me security." Security comes when that man see that capability. He said, "Okay, I can see why I'm in this woman's place. I can see
Right.
myself with this woman."
Right.
So if you coming automatically and say, "Well, you're not showing me security. You don't know me. You shouldn't trust me enough to even feel secure."
Oh yeah, no one's saying
So
off the
it's
bat.
So yeah, so it comes hold
In
on.
time.
So it comes gradually.
Oh.
It comes in time. In
Time out.
time.
That's what you forgot to throw in because if you're thrown in the time part,
Oh yeah, it's
because we're looking at it.
it's not going to
coming
be
up front.
first
Okay.
date. Some
No.
woman is
Right.
like, you
Right.
make me feel so
But-
safe that I
but-
could just be so soft and mushy with you. No,
why,
no one's
why
coming
would
like that.
a woman give all of herself so you can see all that she is when you still trying to
just testing
see
the
five
waters.
other? Oh no!
Testing the
When
waters.
You're testing the waters, and you want this woman who's a one-man woman to be all up into you while you seeing Sister Sherry and Lucy and Annette
No, wait,
and all
wait,
these
wait.
people.
No.
Hold on,
No, we're venturing
but
out now.
But no, but you want this woman to
Uh.
be this. Oh, show me everything. I want to see everything, and then Sally's showing you everything, and Sheila's
Exactly.
showing you everything. Come on. So what you want from us?
Yeah.
Coming from America.
No, he's determined to get the
Yeah,
You know,
No one's barking.
I think one of the problems we have here is that we're venturing down too many roads at the same time.
Yeah.
Because what you just said, that doesn't pertain to all men.
You're
Because
right.
a good
You're
man,
right.
when he comes in that relationship, he's going to already scope out everything and how things are going. But I have a full understanding as to why that woman is strong at that point. Because she had, and the answer was because she had to do everything herself. But once that man comes into your life, and they'll both agree on a lot of different things, then the ball game sort of changes to where that man is going to take control of doing those things that you used to do, and you're going to take control of those things that you didn't used to do. Like, you know, I hear this nonsense about, Lord knows I don't understand this from to save my life. Some women talking about, I ain't gonna cook. Well, how are you gonna eat? You gonna go broke going to McDonald's every day? I mean, good gracious, come on, get in the kitchen. I'd love to get in the kitchen would love to get in the kitchen with my spouse and cook together. I love stuff like that. But men today, or vice versa, men today, it's just we're picking the wrong people. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
We're picking the wrong people. That's one of the biggest problems we have because you look at the exterior of a person. You should be looking at the interior of that person. What's inside? What's in that heart? What's up here? Not what he had going in the bedroom and all that nonsense. But if you're going to be with a person that length of time, the rest of your life, you better know what's inside here and what's up here. Because if not, you're heading straight to divorce court.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
if you look at it, Dad,
Ba-
collectively between us, I was just while you were talking about all
Mhm.
that. There's 9 marriages
Oh,
between
yeah.
all of us.
Hey, we got
So-
the records, folks.
So I mean, we've all had the experiences on unfortunately both sides. There were
Right,
good times in
right.
those marriages. There were bad times in those. We've all picked the wrong people.
And I had to acknowledge some of my flaws, and that's when I went to
Thank you.
therapy.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
You're flawed because we all have
I
them.
have,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had to recognize that.
Right.
That made me better for the next
Right.
person, for myself first, then
Same
the next
here.
person. But I tell a woman, if we can't pray together,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on other things, but if we can't pray together and study the Bible and do things, it's not to point one another out. It's to learn. I don't need you.
Right.
I'm gonna sit back first and I evaluate things. So I'm the person that just evaluate things. I'm gonna sit back first and just learn. So it's a lot for us to learn. It's hurt on both sides, but you got to heal. So you wait. That's why close to will and I was just speaking on. A man's gonna sit back for a minute. Some got time quicker than others. Some got a slower time.
Right.
It's up to that woman to say, okay, you know what, my time is up with you, or my time, let me go with it. And that man, it's up to him to say, okay, you know what, boom, you ain't going nowhere. I see what I see. We can make this work, or this, and that. So it's like a timing. You
Okay.
gotta converse with one another. You gotta sit and
Right.
talk and read with one
Right.
another. You got to have those conversations with one another, and say, hey, you know what, when you did this, I didn't feel good about it. And sometimes for men, it's hard for us to express ourselves to y'all because it's like, and I'll be honest, most women do not take accountability, especially when you're debating and you're y'all talking about something. She's gonna revert it back around and say, well, because they say, well, you made me feel. What's reality? You made me feel. Like I tell people, my phrase I feel like I'm a millionaire, but I'm not. So if your feelings are validated, then give me the evidence to tell me. Well, I feel you just didn't do this right. Well, did I do it? Yeah, but you ain't do it my way.
Mhm. Okay, guys. With that said, I think that we kind of need to wrap this puppy up. I mean, we've been here
It's been a fun hour.
over an hour.
Yeah.
Wow, the conversation still hasn't ended.
Right.
We could do it for days.
So I want to thank my guests that are here. So Miss Angela back there, and Mo, and my daughter Jen here, and
Again.
I was sideline guest over there. And I applaud you guys, and I think that I hope you guys picked up on something. And if you like the discussions that we're having, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and it's kind of share it and let us know in the comment section what you really think about the conversations that we're having now. And if possible, I want to get you guys back here again, and maybe we just think of some
Keep it
other
going.
topics, keep it going, and depending on what you guys like or not. Okay, so this is Old School Will. And,
Excuse me.
oh,
And fellas, we're single. And if you're out there, hook up the sisters. Give us a call. What you doing? How you doing? Call the sisters.
okay. Oh, boy, I'm gonna do a lot of
Ah,
editing
it's
on
gonna
this
be
one.
fun.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
We
Let
got-
me edit cut with that. None of that's gonna make it in the one.
we have to go on this one, guys, but we'll see y'all on the next one, okay?
All right.